Welcome back to Rachel B. the Healthy Weed. Today we're going to be making coffee flavored meringues. So let's go ahead and get started and I'll tell you what we're going to be using today. So I'm going to be using 3/4 cup of sugar. I did mine in a 4/4. I went with Allulose, powdered erythritol, and Pyure. We're also going to be using a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 3 teaspoons of instant coffee. I have 2 different textures here because I went partially decaf and partially is going to be hazelnut flavored. We're going to use 4 egg whites or 1/2 cup if you're using pre-done egg whites, certainly up to you. Almond extract, we are going to use 1 teaspoon. And a little fun I'm going to throw in there is going to be, I have a little bit of flavor oil. We're going to use vanilla ice cream, probably 3 or 4 drops of that. So, at the same time we're doing a recipe today, I'm going to show you guys, you get to use it for the first time with me, my new mixer, an Aucma, it's AUCMA, has a locking feature, so if I guess I should, it suctioned itself to the counter, which is nice because that means it doesn't move. It locks back, has this awesome shield so things don't pop out of it. Comes with the typical bread hook, a regular paddle, and then of course the whisk attachment. Has a little spring action for putting it on there. So and then of course the bowl locks in. So let's go ahead and we'll see how it works. I have already turned it on and I will say it's pretty quiet considering, you know, a lot of times stand mixers are pretty noisy. So when you go ahead and you can click it again, it unlocks itself and then it latches back. I like this little pour spout too because you get to pour it in but without everything going everywhere. And over here, which I'm sorry I should have thought about this, has kind of a lit up, tells me that it's on, and then I have a power and a pulse level. So, of course, when you're doing egg whites and you're trying to whip them up into a meringue, you want to make sure that your bowl is 100% clean, no oils, no debris left in, or you'll never achieve. And these are also room temperature. If I didn't mention that, that's going to help you get your peaks as well. So I'm going to be quiet because it's going to be loud, and we're going to start by getting this to frothy. Once it's frothy, we're going to put in the cream of tartar and start adding in the sugar slowly. Open that slightly so you can see, as you can see, it's frothy, but not all the way obviously to peaks or anything. So now we're going to add in the cream of tartar, which, you know, is just for stabilization. I'm going to turn it back on, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon at a time with the sugar, nice and slow. All right, so we're part of the way through. As you can see, it's starting to get glossy and has a soft peak. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna scrape down the sides because as you can see, as I was throwing it in, not everything's gonna get down at the bottom. So you just wanna make sure that everything's getting incorporated by scraping that down. Glossy, shiny, that's what we're looking for at this point. We're gonna unlock it, put it back down, and keep going. When we get to firm peaks is when we're gonna go ahead and go forward with the coffee and our extracts. And I'll show you that when we get there. I'll also show you a little trick to make sure that your sugar is all dissolved. Let's keep going. All right. So you can see paddle lines. I could see that it was starting to pull away, and you see where it just came up. It has a nice peak. So I'm feeling good about that. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add that coffee in. And so one of the tricks is you can grab some of the meringue. You're gonna run it between your fingers. I can feel there's still granules in there. So when there's still granules, you want to keep going until you feel it and it's smooth. So we're going to start with this. Once that's incorporated, we will go ahead and put our extracts in. And so I'm going to unlock, drop it down. And by the way, no, I'm not feeling any heat. And this is doing really good, and I've had it up almost on full power because of course we're whipping the heck out of it. So let's keep going. All right, so I'm gonna check it. Ooh, nice peak, see? Stiff, came up. I'm gonna grab some. Tiny bit of granule still. Okay, I think a couple more minutes and we will be done and we will start piping. All right, let's keep going. All right, I'm gonna do one final scrape down. And that's feeling really good. So one final scrape and then a couple more minutes. Let me just say all together so far, because I watched the clock, this takes about 8 minutes total to get your volume and get your mixture the way you want it. So we're gonna scrape down one more time, let it go for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna immediately start working on getting it piped out, because with meringues, time is volume. The longer you take, the more volume you lose on your cookies, and you don't want to do that. That's part of what makes a meringue is that nice volume. So let's do this for a couple more minutes, and then I'll show you how we're going to pipe them out. All right, so a couple more minutes, which means we're about 10 minutes in. It feels good. I'm going to be using just a regular sandwich bag that I'm going to take the tip off of. If you have a piping bag, please feel free to do that as well. But remember what I said, with meringues, time equals volume. The longer you take, the more volume you lose. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab my spatula. I'm gonna unlock. So as I said, if you have a piping bag, use it. If not, you can use a simple a large Ziploc bag. We are gonna use parchment lined sheets. We're gonna put it in a 200-degree oven for 1 hour. After that hour, you are going to leave your oven closed. Do not open it and release any of the heat. And you're gonna allow them sit for an additional 2 to 3 hours to dry. And with that coffee, they really do have just a really fun kind of mocha coloration to them. So I snipped the end of my bag off. And now I'm just going to and you can do them any shape you want. I guess mine are kind of looking like little kisses. A little bit of distance between them. I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting this piped out, and then we're gonna get them in the oven, and I will see you guys in a few hours once they're all done. All right, so it's been roughly 4 hours because we did an hour of baking at 200 and 3 hours with the oven closed, didn't open it. And there you have, and it's like eating the foam off what my husband calls foo-foo coffees, which are basically just lattes that taste like they came from Starbucks. Super yummy, nice fluffy cloud. And I got 2 sheets and a little bit of extra, so I hope you give it a try. It's really yummy. I also wanted to say that the mixer, super clean, easy cleanup. You saw all the pieces and parts in the fun bowl. That was easy to clean up too. And like I said, not that loud. As far as mixers, stand mixers can usually be pretty loud, and it didn't even get warm doing 10 minutes on high. So thus far, I'm gonna say this is something that I would recommend as well. And it's literally about a quarter of the cost of a KitchenAid. So I definitely think it's worthwhile. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.